Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope you guys have been staying safe and things have been going well. Welcome to all the new people to the platform and to our event today. And welcome also to the ones that have joined us in the past. We've got some new information for you we're excited to share. So let's get started, shall we? So my name is Nicole Sadao. I'm here to present how can you have an impact exercising your altruism. So a little background on myself and on our company. I am this founder and CEO of Let's Thrive 360. We are the creators of an app called Altruize. Our mission is to help people be better intentionally. That is the core of what we do. And our first step at doing that was to create the Altruize app. So the Altruize app is free to download. It's a way to help you track and get your hours verified. And the goal setting is so important to us that we want you to be intentional. So we make that a part of you actually signing up for the app. So once you put in your goals, and they can be personal goals and also any goals that you have that are required from other entities like school, associations you're a part of, anything like that, then you can also start doing some journaling. You can put in how many hours, what you've done, post pictures, and then actually send those in for verification through the nonprofit, through a for-profit if you were an intern somewhere, or even for an individual. There's 3 different ways you can get your hours verified that get categorized on a report. And if you then need that data for a bigger, better purpose, like scholarships or college applications, you've got that capability as well, since all that data now for the first time is in one location. And keeping in mind that 61% of college admissions officials actually use volunteer data as a tiebreaker. So this is a great way to have that all organized in one spot for you. All right, so I mentioned exercising your altruism. Altruism is a really awesome, powerful word, but it's not used very much anymore. It's known mostly by its synonyms, which there are many, and they're awesome synonyms, like volunteerism and kindness and selflessness. But altruism, the meaning of altruism actually is unselfish regard for or devotion to the welfare of others. So let that sink in a little bit. The devotion to the welfare of others. So this is why altruism is at the core of what we do at Let's Thrive 360 and why we named the app Altruize, to exercise your altruism. Hi, everybody. So quick little, I love this little example of altruism in action. This is our friend Chandler is jumping into our friend Joey's arms, clearly scared about something. Joey can clearly see that the friend is scared, so he's catching him and trying to do something altruistic in the same time. So we've got a comment if this is the same stream. It's some of the same information in the beginning, just for those people that are new. So you're going to hear some of it, but we've got some exciting new things that we want to share with everybody, and we want to get your feedback on. So stay with us. So we've got the stay-at-home orders. A lot of us are, knee deep into that right now. I've asked this question before because it's been able to give us a direction on what we need to bring back to you. Like last week, we made sure we had interviews with hospital executives for those that wanted to know what they needed to do with their internships for hospitals. We've got an exciting one that we're going to be sharing with you today. So love to hear in your comments if there's anything that's changed with your volunteer experiences that you'd been doing or had been planning on doing or planning to go back to. Any updates on that would be helpful for us to know. So please share that. And then, of course, where do we go from here? Again, this is such a unique opportunity if we want to take it as an opportunity to come out of this being better. And it's a way for us to plan for that. This event has been compared to like the Pearl Harbor or the 9/11. The biggest difference though with those is that was something we weren't expecting. It happened in an instant, and then we responded. We retaliated. We responded. this is completely different. This is going to change our network of just being human. So keep that in your mind as we're moving through the next few months on how you want that to change and what that looks like. So a couple of things that we developed our top 5 ways that you can Altruize from home. I have an extra slide in here for students because I think you guys have a super gifting for the 6th one. The first is really basic and simple, is give a virtual hug. Reach out. So here's our Altruize goal for this would be give somebody a call. Use your words to let them know that you care, and try to call somebody that you wouldn't normally call. So maybe it's grandma and grandpa, but maybe it's younger nieces and nephews, friends that might not be in your immediate circle, maybe, friends from different areas. So again, try to continue doing that. It's so important to continue that effort. The volunteering from home, so that's one of the big ones. Again, in our handbook, we've got like 60 some links on different ways that you can connect and do altruism and volunteering from home. One of the ways that's, again, a really simple goal to do, and I'd be curious for those of you that are back to the session, how many of you have done some of these things? So this one is find a local nonprofit that you have a passion for and follow them on their social media feeds, and then share them to your feed and say why you're sharing them. This helps your local nonprofits so much, still bring awareness in their communities to their mission, everything they're doing. They're struggling. So any extra, eyes on them is super helpful. So consider doing that. There's, of course, you can just donate. Any monetary donation is hugely helpful to those local nonprofits as well. Again, if you're able to do that. And stay connected to your tribe. So this one I'm curious about too. And I love the comments that some of you contact me after this is over with kind of in-depth stuff. So please continue to do that. This one I'm curious about too, now that it's been a few weeks. Your Altruize goal for this one is you have tribes for certain reasons because there's certain passions that those people share with you. And whether it's a play that you were involved in or sports or something along those lines, it's still really important to stay connected to that group. So again, if you were supposed to have your play this Saturday, get together on, Zoom, hangouts, house party, whatever, and maybe you do some skits from the play. Stay connected. I'd love to hear if you guys have been able to do that. It's just a great way to keep that passion and that human relationship alive in a special context. And then this one's one of my favorite, of course, is to show the love. So there's a platform on Facebook called Heart Hunters, that you can show the love. You can, whether you find it in nature or you've created the hearts for your home or business, whatever, you can go ahead and post that and try to get that positive stuff out there. So again, our Altruize goal for that is make sure you're posting positive, good kindness things on your social media feeds, stuff that makes people laugh, and hashtag Altruize. We love to stay connected with that. And the 6th one that I had is to create. You guys have a great opportunity to be creative and think of new things that could be used to help energize your community. One of them would be thinking of a new fundraiser. A lot of the local nonprofits struggle with fundraisers and being able to raise those funds. So is there something that you can think of that would maybe get, your age group, targeting something like that, involved in those local nonprofits? I have a picture here of my kids being a part of the ALS, or the Lou Gehrig's disease challenge. It was when they had to pour ice water over their head. This brought millions of dollars and a huge amount of awareness to the organization. And again, it was simple, easy, to think of and just get started. So think of a fundraiser and create your own Altruize tribe. We've got a tribe we're creating on our Facebook group, the Altruize tribe, but then within your own area, you can do a great thing with organizing your group around you, whether it's your community in an apartment complex or in your neighborhood on a street block, whatever that looks like for you. And again, since these orders now of stay at home have been extended, anything that you can offer up to help organize maybe certain people shopping for others, or drive-by hellos. There's a lot of drive-by honking the horn for birthdays, all that sort of stuff. That'd be great. T-shirt drive, that's a great example of something that you can do to really promote and get things going in your community for fundraisers. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that because we've got some exciting news as we move through this here. So we want to do some meaningful steps. So I've actually changed this since the first time that we spoke, because it became apparent that there are certain things that we needed to incorporate if we're talking about people actually altruizing. So the first piece of that is to set a goal that shows your intent. That means you are purposeful, right? You can't just say you're going to lose weight. You've got to say you're going to go to the gym 3 times a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a week. 3 times a day would do a lot too. But make sure you're setting a goal, right? You're gonna volunteer so many hours for so long. Make sure you're tracking it. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to be able to say that you can look back and say, yep, I said I was going to do this. These are the goals that I set. I need to act on those. Make sure it's altruistic. So do write down like why this is important to you, so that you can reference that and remember why you're doing the activity to begin with. And make sure it's realistic. You want to make sure it's within a time frame, and it's within the means that you have available to you to be able to do that activity. And then you want to make sure you're telling others about it, getting other people excited to also use their altruism for good and to be purposeful about it. Maybe you start a journal, and that way you can see even for yourself like how your journey has taken, and go from there. So we've got our ambassador program that we're rolling out, and we're making the finalizations to this. And I'm really excited to announce that we have our first 2 Altruizing ambassadors that have applied and will be joining us. And so I believe Tamir and Zach are with us. So if you guys want to give a shout out. One of the things that we're looking to do with our Altruizing ambassadors is encouraging the fundraising and the activities that are doing, because we want it to be fun, but it has to be impactful as well. So they've got a t-shirt drive that they're doing for fundraiser, and we're really proud to be a part of that and helping support that. We're looking for more Altruizers, ambassadors throughout the country. And we've got some great things that we're going to be doing to help support your efforts. And also for those that keep sharing and keep truly with that vision of altruizing, to be able to enter into contests to win gift cards and credits on our store that we're going to be having, like all sorts of cool stuff. So stay in touch with us about that. And that link right there is for a form that you can fill out. Just to let us know you're interested. It does not obligate you to anything. So please let us know. Hey, Zach. And again, we want it to be fun and impactful, and we're very purposeful about that. And here's a t-shirt that we're looking at doing too. And you can actually earn credits to get a t-shirt for free. So we're really excited to start launching this through. And I'm going to look at some of these comments here. So the app is specifically geared to help you have all of your volunteer activity, including the hours that you've done, in one location. So you've got that for your records. It does not help you find anything. We've seen kind of through our research that a lot of people tend to find things based on their passion, based on somebody referring them, and then of course just Googling different opportunities. So there's a lot of different places you can go to find different opportunities. So our app kind of helps consolidate where all those opportunities are done. And then that way you can have one place to have it all verified, again, without those pieces of paper that have to get passed around with verification forms or anything like that. They can get verified all on the app. And you can have hours on there that don't get verified, and that's how they show up on the report. That's fine too. So, but its purpose is to be able to give you kind of that all your information and data at your fingertips. And again, instead of the pieces of paper. So great question. So an Altruising ambassador, we're really looking for the people that take this on to have a heart of just showing their altruism. We want you to do what you already do, right? We want you to be active in the community. The only thing we're asking you to really think about is to be intentional about it and help encourage others to also show their altruism and be altruistic. A lot of times people just don't think they have anything to give. And it takes somebody to recognize that they do have something to offer, and just to extend that hand and to say, hey, would you like to be involved in, this great opportunity with me? Would you like to help with? That's a lot of times all it takes. So that's the main thing we're asking from our Altruising ambassadors, is to be that person, is to be very intentional about getting people involved in their communities and really exercising their altruism. That's what Altruize means. It means to exercise your altruism. So we want this to go beyond just the regular volunteering. Millennials and Gen Zers have a huge, beautiful gifting for wanting to be altruistic. And that's going to lead me into my next thing here. So we want to make sure you guys have a tool and a platform to be able to do that on. So great question. No, don't be sorry at all. These are great. So yes, the organizations have to be connected with the Altruize app. They download it. It's free. That's all they need to do, is be able to verify them through the app. So it's easier on them. They're able to do it with a QR code. They can do it with again, with a push notification. They just look at it, press a button, and they're done. So they're not signing pieces of paper. They're not worrying about emails, anything like that. So it makes it a lot simpler for them. If you're having an individual do the verifying, they don't even need to download the app. It's just a text or an email. So if it's, grandma, grandpa, or somebody like that, and they don't want to deal with apps, no worries. We got you covered. So yeah, great question. So I'd love to know what you guys have been doing the last, since we last met. Again, if you don't want to put it in the comments, you want to reach out to me via email, that's fine. Nicole S at letsthrive360.com. I'd love to hear kind of back to the first question was, how have your volunteer opportunities changed? Now I want to know, what have you been doing since you've kind of thought through some of this stuff? So go from there. And then this is what we've been doing. And I'm so excited because she's on, so she's going to have to give a shout out again. Shavina is here with Impaction, and we did a great interview where I don't know if the link was able to get put on yet. I don't know if Harrison is on. He'll have to give me a shout out if he's able to do that, if he's on. If not, it'll be up shortly, and we can send out an email with the link as well. But it has to do with careers in social impact opportunities. And if you think, well, wait, what's social impact? It's kind of what we're talking about now, right? Being a part of organizations, and they can be for profit or not for profit. And you can have a career in this new kind of field that's been emerging. And we have a great conversation on what that's like, and some different steps. And their platform, Impaction, is really great platform to be able to connect with other social impact leaders, and to be able to possibly even start searching for career opportunities. So I invite you to listen to the interview and then check them out further. And we want to remind you guys, this one is really huge. Last week we announced the March of Dimes, the partnership with March of Dimes. So here, Abby, here's this one's for you. They have agreed to verify any students that are making homemade masks, through the app, through the Altruize app, so that you can have solid, concrete evidence that you're welcome, that you are doing these activities and you're still trying to have an impact, even at safe at home orders, even during COVID, you're still going to have an impact. Now, here's the thing, guys. We've got March of Dimes has stepped up to do this for you, to try to help ease that burden of anybody that still needs volunteer hours for graduation, or they're trying to build up their college resumes. We need to really help them and get this out there, right? So there's the link. Get this out there. If we've got, 200 people who've registered for this event, each of you do what? 5 people that you send this out to, and now all of those are doing 5 masks. Man, many hands make light work. We can really accomplish a huge goal for them and make a big impact. And I think that would be amazing to say that was part of the Fiveable tribe that started altruizing and really took a hold of this and came through for the March of Dimes. So I don't know. That's a good question. Can you apply for the presidential award through the app? Because you need to go through an organization to apply. If you're speaking about applying for, like, using the app to show that you've done the volunteering for the award, yes, you can absolutely use it for that, because it's a verified, everything's there in one place. You'd be able to download reports and show that through the for the application process for getting a presidential award. Absolutely. You can't do it directly. You can't apply for the award directly from the app, but you can use all the data from that to help booster the scholarship application piece of that for it. So I'd love to hear some ideas from you guys, if you've got any, which I know you do, for how to get this out there for the March of Dimes and really make this huge for them. I'm sure Impaction might even have some ideas. That would be great. So I'll kind of let that sit with you guys for a little bit there. Again, thank you for your time. I'd love to keep doing this, and yes, the first part's going to be the same, just because I have to give some background to the people that are new that come back. But I really want to give, so maybe the first 5 minutes, I'll change this up for next week. We'll keep the first 5 minutes the same. I'll maybe not spend so much time on what you can do from home. I'll just reference the top 5 ways ebook that we've created, and then we can maybe have more of a discussion on things that have happened over the last week. So share your stories with me. Make sure you do hashtag Altruize on our platforms, and that will give me a reference point as well. Again, make sure if you've got all the capabilities to help make these masks. And the other thing with the masks, they're not looking for them to be sewn with a like a sewing machine. So this is very doable, which is great. And they even have instructions and everything about how to do that. Yeah, and we'll get some stories. Yeah, we'll feature some stories from our 2 new ambassadors for sure. Anyone else that wants to join in, like I said, we're looking for more ambassadors. If you need that again. Let me go up there. So again, that one's just letting us know you'd be interested in learning more information for that link. No pressure whatsoever. And we'll send you the information. Anything else for me, guys? All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you guys. I mean, I'm so excited for what active volunteering, altruizing can actually start doing, and what we can do as a movement and do this together and make a huge impact once this whole thing is over with. Let's come out there swinging, make a huge impact for our communities. So we will see you next week. Invite your friends. Like I said, I'll keep the first part. I have to give people some background, and then we'll dive into kind of different things we've all been doing, and we can start learning from each other. And I will have another new interview based on comments that I receive. So I'll keep that coming. As long as you guys want it, I'll keep providing it. So let me know. And again, thank you for your time. Stay safe and happy altruizing.